We all are blessed with the beautiful gift called intuition. But do we actually know how to use it to its fullest potential? And even when we use it, do we know how to differentiate between, the voice of your ego and the voice of your intuition? How do you know what to trust? What do you know about the voice inside you? Today, I'm going to be teaching you all about that. I'll be giving you ways to differentiate between the voice of ego and the voice of intuition. Hi, welcome back to my channel, The Lovely Life. I'm Lovely and I'm really sorry for not posting any videos for all this time. It's been long, I know that. And that's actually because I was going through, I should say, one of the most difficult times in my life. I was thinking the lessons were over. I was telling my spirit guides, I know I've learned a lot, you've given me enough lessons and, let me just get a break. And there they go. I had this series of events happening in my life, which I was not ready for. And yes, they were lessons and I learned a lot. And it was really difficult. At that moment, it's very difficult to, even feel that this too shall pass. But when you're in it, it's really difficult. But now I hope I'm out of that and I'm at a really good space. So I thought, why not jump in here and bring in some spiritual knowledge for all of you that you can use it in your daily life. In case you've tuned in for the first time, I am Lovely and I am a psychic medium and a light language healer. I work with spirit, I merge my energy with spirit and receive answers and messages from them through various means. I channel loved ones who've crossed over, angels, guides, alien friends, basically everything and everybody from the light. And if you wish to book a session with me, you can log on to my website, thelovelylife.in. I would put all the information in the description box. So we are going to talk about intuition and how you can differentiate between the voice of your ego and intuition. And when I'm saying that, I have nothing against ego. I'm not this person. I'm not a spiritual teacher who would teach you, ego is bad. Ego shouldn't be there. You should never listen to ego. You have to understand something. Ego is there for a reason. It's there for your safety. It's your sense of self. So I'm not somebody who says ego is all bad, but why we are learning how to listen to the intuition more so that you can make your decisions according to your, in alignment with your spiritual path on earth. So let's begin. So before I jump into the ways you can differentiate between ego and intuition, I would quickly tell you what exactly is ego and intuition. This is just my way of understanding how I think ego is. Ego is basically your sense of self, your identity. When you say I, there's this separation from oneness where you treat yourself that this as this separate being and you have your rights and wrongs. So that's your ego. Whereas intuition is your limitless self, which is connected to the source. Intuition is learning from within, that is intuition. It is this voice that comes from within you, from the eternal part of you. Now let's learn when you are listening to that voice, how to know whether it's your ego speaking or your intuition. And this knowledge that I'm going to be imparting here is not only for people who are practicing how to use their psychic abilities more, somebody who is like me, who wants to take their psychic abilities to another level or maybe take it as a profession. It's not just for them. It is for anyone who wants to trust more in their intuition, because that's what is helping them. And basic decision making, guys, how to know what is right, how to know what's correct. And disclaimer, even when you know these ways, even when you are quite spiritual, you listen, even when you have all the clairs, there would be times in your life when nothing seems to be working. Like the time I just had, recently that I was telling you. But yeah, that's how you grow. Okay, so let's jump in. I have 5 ways for you how you can differentiate between ego and intuition. And I know there are more, but for the sake of making it into a short video, let's focus on the main 5 ways you can know the voice inside you is your ego speaking or your intuition. Number 1, ego has this way of, finding control. It always looks to control the outcome. Whereas intuition, the voice of intuition, has this sense of surrender, about the unknown. It doesn't have to know what exactly would be the implications or the consequence. So when you are hearing something, when you need a decision to be made, always look whether you are trying to control the situation or the voice inside you is okay with whatever be, the outcome. Number 2, the voice of intuition is always light. And there's this famous saying, whatever feels light is right. I think it was by Anita Moorjani, and that is something I always believe in, because the voice of ego is mostly heavy, and it's limiting, whereas the intuition is quite light and empowering. Number 3, so when you're asking your own intuition, you write down a question or however you want to ask, and you hear this answer. If the answer feels that it is about the present scenario, that is intuition. And if the answer has everything that's about the past and about the future, because see, ego is about survival, so it tries to keep you safe. So it would talk about all the wounds that you had when you took a certain decision in the past, and also, about the implications and consequences that could happen in the future. So yeah, that's another way to know. Intuition is about the present, being in the now, and ego is about either past or future. Number 4, the answers that you receive from your intuition and, the inner knowing would be generally a single statement, a yes or no, or it would be really a light single statement or maybe a couple of words. Whereas when it is from the ego, it would be a stream of thoughts and maybe sentences, because again, it's about the consequences and one thought leads to another. So mostly you can know when there is a series of statements. That's generally your ego jumping in and finding conclusions and calculations and all that. If you're still watching, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already, and also push the bell notification so that you get to know every time I post a video here. I know, which is not that often, but I'm trying my best, guys, being a mommy and and a YouTuber at the same time. But your support matters a lot, trust me. Okay, so that brings us to the last, for the sake of this video, the last way and the most important way how you can find out the voice that you're hearing, whether it is from your ego or your intuition. The voice of intuition is never fear-based. Ego is there for a reason, I said. That's because of the survival mode. It wants to save you, it wants to keep you protected. So it could be fear-based, but never intuition. It would always be light, it would always be coming from a space which could be outside your comfort zone. That's another thing. So it's never fear-based, and it would always push you out of your comfort zone, not fearing about what could be, on the other side of the mountain. Every thought that's pushing you out of your comfort zone is for you to grow, and that's where intuition comes into play. Whereas ego would always try to keep you safe in the same comfort zone and not helping you grow. When I say grow, I am meaning growing spiritually as this beautiful being on earth. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you get some clarity on how to find out what is what, so that every decision that you take, you can, balance both of it, ego and your eternal self, that is your intuition, and you can find what is best for you at the moment. So my intention here is to help you balance both these voices, the voice of ego and the intuition, and help you grow as this beautiful eternal being on earth. If you feel there's more that you can add on to the, to the knowledge that I shared, please post it in the comments. I would love to read them. And do share this video to everyone, your friends and family who are on a spiritual journey and you feel that this knowledge could help them. Until next time, bye-bye.